What's up, G's crew? What's up? It's your boy G. Today, we're gonna do things a little different. I know you see the screen. We're gonna talk about Charlie Kirk today, right? So I'm gonna react to a video about Charlie Kirk. The world has been completely, taking a storm by the passing of Charlie Kirk. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. He was gunned down in Utah at university while he was giving, one of his, debates with the college students. And sadly, a 22-year-old man by the name, I think it's Kyle, took his life tragically. They're still figuring out what was Kyle's motive, but one of the big things is, he didn't like Charlie Kirk. He didn't like Charlie Kirk. He didn't care for him. He didn't like his political views. And I know Charlie Kirk has been, the center of controversy of, just with the left and, with his takes on, transgenderism and, men and women's sports and, abortion, etc. But here's my thing, and I'm gonna say this. Regardless of if you like them or not, like I said, I didn't really watch Charlie Kirk like that. I seen a couple of his videos on Twitter, seen a couple of videos on TikTok, and kind of just scroll past. Regardless, whatever you say, I don't think anybody should be killed for their political views. I don't think anybody should be killed for their opinion, especially in a country where we have free speech. But now it's like, with this, do we really have free speech? I don't think that a person should be gunned down for their freedom of speech and how they feel, whether you like them or not, whether you care for their take, whether you think they're racist or not. I just feel like in my heart, with how I feel, I wouldn't want anybody to be gunned down. And if you're celebrating a man's passing, you're part of the problem. Kinda, you support the violence. You support gun violence. And again, I don't think you should have to mourn his death if you didn't like him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that people should mourn his death or anything like that if they don't want to. But it's just the fact that people are celebrating, and that I kind of find that really weird. And somebody told me to watch this video about what Stephen A had to say. Stephen A is a Democrat, so I just want to see what Stephen A had to say, and we're gonna dissect it a little bit. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, man. If you want more reactions like this, make sure you like and subscribe, hit those post notifications, man. Peace. Let's get into the video. My bad. Sorry, not peace. Sorry.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you courtesy of SiriusXM Channel 82 Mad Dog Sports Radio. Number to call up, as always, is 888 Mad Dog 6. That's 888 Mad Dog 6. That's 888-623-3646. And also, if you want to send in your voicemail messages because you can't get me on the line, you can always go to SiriusXM.com/GetSerious. That's SiriusXM.com/GetSerious to send in your voicemail messages. I'll even grade them. And if you attach your phone number to you, I might even call you back and put you on the air to hear what you have to say. Normally, as you well know, I'm somebody that comes out like a bat out of hell. I love doing radio. I love being back at Mad Dog Sports Radio. I like to lead with my passion and my fervor to really start the day, start the afternoon, so to speak. But if I sound a little bit, if not a lot, different, you can use the word melancholy, you can use the word sad or whatever. It's because I'm not in that kind of mood today. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be my true Stephen A. self. Whoever the hell I am is who I am. That's the way it goes. And I'm sitting up here this afternoon, the afternoon on the East Coast, the morning on the West Coast, and I want to thank the world of sports. We got a Thursday night game coming up tonight. Watch the Commanders against the Green Bay Packers, and I know that, and I'm getting ready to talk about that. We've got news emanating out of the NBA involving Kawhi Leonard. I'm going to talk about that. The WNBA season is coming to an end. How much that means to you, if anything at all, without the services of Caitlin Clark. I'm going to talk about that, along with, of course, I'm in Vegas as we speak, in our SiriusXM Vegas studios, because I'm here for the big fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez, defending his 168-pound super middleweight championship against Terrence Crawford, undefeated at 41-0 with 31 KOs, which may be the fight of the decade. So we're all looking forward to talking about those things, but that's not what's on my mind. What's on my mind was the shooting that happened yesterday in Utah. And we can slice it any way we want to, but what a horrific thing to see. It's all over the news. It's all over YouTube. It's everywhere. And I challenge anybody to take a look at that and tell me that you didn't cringe.
I ain't gonna lie, I did. I watched it, and just to see a man, get shot like that, because I don't watch stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch people getting shot. I don't watch people, glorifying stuff like that. But just to watch a man get shot in front of all his supporters, in front of his kids, and he's gushing out blood, man, that was sad.
I'm happy about sports today because it's supposed to be a reprieve, something that pulls you away from life's travails and what truly, truly ails us all. And I'm not going to get into any politics or anything like that. SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio ain't the place for that. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to be honest with the listeners out there everywhere to let you know that sports isn't the only thing on my mind, but I'm ecstatic that I'm still entrenched in the world of sports. And I get to talk about games and marvelous professional and collegiate athletes and storylines that ultimately make you say, come hell or high water, at the end of the day, it's just a game. There's real life stuff going on in this world. And we saw a right-wing conservative host, because that's what he was, and that's what they labeled Charlie Kirk. And we saw this man speaking in Utah at Utah Valley University. And we saw him struck by a bullet in his neck. We saw blood gushing out immediately. And it didn't take long before he was pronounced dead at the age of 31, courtesy of an assassin's bullet. A bullet from a rifle that was lodged against him from 200 yards away. The part that really resonates with me, outside of the obvious, is that he had 2 children, younger than 5 years of age.
And that's the thing that I don't understand, and I don't get. And it's like, if you didn't like him, understandable. Like, again, like I said, I didn't agree with everything that he said. I didn't really watch him like that. But the man was a father. He had kids. There's 2 kids that will have to grow up without their father because their father chose to give his opinion and to give people a chance to battle against his opinion and have engaging conversations and allow people to gave people the chance to articulate themselves. That's what I don't understand. I don't get it.
Both were in attendance and saw their father get gunned down. He had a wife, their mother, who was in attendance, who saw her husband get gunned down. In the world that we're living in today, I don't care who you are. You're white, you're black, you're Hispanic, you're Asian, you're Native American, you're Jewish, you're Catholic, you're Christian. I don't care. At some point in time, the one thing that sports needs to remind us about, the importance, the appreciation that we should all embrace, is how it brings all of us together. No matter your color or creed, no matter your ethnicity, no matter your upbringing, your background, et cetera, when you wear the same uniform as somebody else, when you play in the same league as another contemporary, when the sacrifices that you make to elevate yourself to a certain level is something that's mirrored by hundreds, if not thousands, of other individuals out there, reminds us all that we're all God's children.
Amen.
And that universally, when we see something like that transpired, we got to collectively come together and understand that the world that we're witnessing and the world that we're living is pretty damn messed up.
Amen.
And there's a lot more love and a lot more brotherhood and sisterhood and humanity that goes on in this world that doesn't. Yet, the few who are evil amongst us are the ones that screech and make the most noise.
Amen.
And it's affecting us in a way where it's getting to a point where you're going to get scared to walk out in the streets. You're going to get scared to show love and affection and even to say hello to your fellow man and woman, your neighbor. And sports is so important now more than ever before because you know something? When you look at Lambeau Field tonight in Green Bay, Wisconsin, when the Green Bay Packers host the Washington Commanders, you had better believe 60,000 plus are going to be at that stadium. You had better believe that millions are going to be watching. You had better believe that whether it's on radio or television or anywhere else, you're going to see people talking about the game. And it's important because it shows this common ground. There's a common denominator. There's a common love and affection. Sports is worth a multi-billion-dollar industry, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, for a reason. Because it brings us joy. And it reminds us all how we can truly get along. And that the vitriol and the evil and the viciousness that exists in this world, it ain't the many, it's the few. But it also needs to remind us that we got to come together and speak up and speak out against those evil people.
I think a lot of people are scared to just speak out because, I mean, in today's world, like, it just seems like if you speak out against something, bro, you're labeled an outcast and you're identified as the problem. Like, I feel like that's why a lot of people don't stop crying in the streets now because they don't want to go to jail. They don't want to be jailed and then the person that commits the crime or was committed in crime walks scot-free. That's backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's backwards.
Against those with evil tendencies. Against those who are insidious and iniquitous and looking to do anything they can to harm us and the fabric of our society. I'm a black man born in America. I know what problems that exist in this country. But I also know there's far more good people than there are bad people in this country, regardless of who you are.
I don't know about that, but
what your ethnic background is. White, black, Hispanic, and beyond. I'm in a studio here in Las Vegas, and I'm looking outside, and I see people looking at me and smiling and saying, "What's up, Stephen?" They don't look anything like me. And I don't care because they're showing me love and I'm showing love right back to them.
And that's the thing. And I don't understand. Yes, like Stephen A. said, we have had a lot of problems in this country, but I was raised off love. I was raised to love a person based not off the color of their skin or their ethnicity, but off their heart. I was taught to love a person off their morals and values. I was never taught to love a person because they were the same skin color as me or to love a person because they shared the same ideology as me. I was taught to love everybody. And even if I don't like you or don't agree with what you say, I still love you. Like, I'm not saying don't like you, but if I don't like, you know what I'm saying, the things that you like, you know, I'm still going to love you regardless, whether you're black, Latino, you know, white, gay, straight, curvy, it don't matter. I was taught to love you. And I think that's where people nowadays get it so messed up. It's like people, if you don't agree with another person agrees with, they hate you or they wish you death. And I don't think it should be like that. I feel like we should all agree to disagree. We're not all going to be cut from the same cloth. We can still understand each other and not be cut from the same cloth and not believe in the same thing, but still have a mutual respect for one another. The mutual respect now, there is any. There's none. There's no mutual respect. And that's the problem.
At some point in time, we got to recognize, can't just speak about it. Can't just give lip service to when such a vile act takes place. And we're going to give lip service to the tragedy of the moment. And then within 24 hours, we move on with our lives like nothing happened. Something did happen. I don't care what his political beliefs were. I don't care what he felt. I care about the fact that a man was gunned down in front of two of his children who are 5 years of age or less. That he's dead at the age of 31. That his wife is a widow. That his children are fatherless. Because his ideas and his beliefs differed from somebody else, apparently. And then I'm going online and I'm seeing people celebrating it. Shame. Shame on you. I have a job to do when I'm on Mad Dog Sports Radio to talk sports, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. But make no mistake about it. When I say that I'm a conscientious observer, that I'm an American citizen, that I'm just somebody who cares, and I'm somebody who believes in and tries to promote the importance of having a core decency attached to every one of us as human beings. I mean it. I mean it.
I mean, at this point, it's really not about left or right. It's about decency as a human. It's about morals, man. It ain't got nothing to do with if you're a Democrat or Republican or independent. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with morals, bro. It has nothing to do with anything else but the decency of being a human being and being able to comprehend and being able to show a little bit of compassion, not for him, but the people that were affected by this, his kids, his wife. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's about. Like, again, like I said, I did not agree with everything bro said. And I respected the fact that he expressed his First Amendment, or, you know, his freedom of speech. But, you know, anything else, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a hardcore Charlie Kirk supporter, because I'd be lying. But at the end of the day, I mean, I just can't see how you can just physically support or celebrate a guy losing his life. I just can't.
Props to the New York Yankees organization last night for having a moment of silence. If you're a left winger instead of a right winger, you might not have liked that. You're missing the point. This man was shot and killed from 200 yards away in front of his wife and children, and thousands of onlookers who had come to see him, Mr. Charlie Kirk, who had been going from campus to campus, simply debating his ideas against those who might differ from him. That's all. And his life was taken. He's gone at 31, just because he expressed thoughts that differed from somebody else, apparently. And some might blame it because, oh my God, he's friends with the president. And they may not be a Donald Trump supporter. I'm saying bump all that. He's a human being living in the United States of America. This is America.
Good old America, baby.
We're not supposed to condone stuff like this.
We're not. This isn't America anymore. Like, I don't know what this country is turning into. Like, again, and it's not even about politics. It's about just morals. Like, nobody has morals anymore. Like, nobody has morals. It has nothing to do with politics. Politics may be pay a small fraction of it, but nobody has morals anymore. And that's the problem. That's the thing that I don't understand. How can we not have morals and values? It's not about black and white. It's not about red or blue. It's about just simply having a heart as a human being.
Not supposed to say it's okay. I don't give a damn who you are, black, white, or anything in between. You're a human being. That's your fellow man and fellow woman out there. That's your fellow brother and fellow sister out there. You got no business thinking like that. And you damn sure have no business doing something as heinous as that shooter, who's still on a loose, by the way. So I applaud the
He's since been caught.
New York Yankees for having a moment of silence. I hope the FBI and law enforcement catch this individual and do what needs to be done with him, whatever that may be. We will go on with our lives because that's the way things go. We will discuss sports on this channel, on this show, because it's what we do. It's what the listener is looking for, as they should. But it doesn't mean that along the way, you strip yourself of your own humanity and you negate recalling and remembering who you are and what you stand for and what's most important. And that's caring enough about yourself and your fellow man and your fellow woman never to inflict violence upon anybody. never to do something like this, and certainly never to celebrate it. Sports does so much for us. It doesn't just give us something to cheer about. It's the fact that it allows us to cheer together. You're going to see Green Bay fans at Lambeau Field tonight in all colored shapes and sizes. You're going to see the same thing when the Commanders host a game or one of the other 32 NFL teams do the same. And the NBA season comes, you're going to see that too. And as the Major League Baseball playoffs are forthcoming, you're going to see that too. And right here on SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio, my background is entirely different than Mad Dog Russo. I imagine if we probed one another and we spoke about such things, our politics might be a little bit different. The same applies to Adam Shine. The same applies to Katie Nolan. The same applies to Steve Torrey.
But that's the thing. You can't even talk politics with people no more, bro. Because like if like me personally, I could talk politics all day and it never bothers me. But if I say one thing that somebody don't agree with, they're gonna throw our friendship away. They'll throw a 13-year friendship down the drain because you say you don't like one thing, or you like one thing, or you support one thing, and that's crazy, bro.
And a bunch of other folks, and Eric Spitzer and everybody else associated with SiriusXM, Mad Dog Sports Radio, and all of SiriusXM, Howard Stern included, and everybody else, including Megyn Kelly. I don't care. They're good people. I'm proud to know them. I'm proud to be on Mad Dog Sports Radio. I'm proud to call that man my brother from another mother. At some point in time, we got to remember that and remember to remind one another that there's far more love in this world than hate.
Yep.
And not allow evil and hate to dominate us and to strip us of what truly makes us the greatest nation in the world. It's that mosaic that we live under, a willingness to embrace any and all and find a way to agree without being disagreeable. Not even because we may want to all the time, but because we know it's what's best for a society to be civilized and positioned to prosper. Someone forgot about that yesterday in murdering Charlie Kirk. Others forgot about it by parading online and celebrating an evil, vile occurrence. Most of us are better than that. Let's show that. And let's begin by doing that and using sports to do it, because sports usually does come to the rescue after all. And we certainly needed sports to do that for us today. 888 Mad Dog 6 is the number to call up. That's 888-623-3.
He said a mouthful. I mean, I don't really have to say. I mean, it's just like, again, I don't get people parading this man's death. Again, like if you didn't agree with his political, views, you just didn't agree with his political views. But again, if I don't agree with your life and how you view certain things, that doesn't mean I'm going to wish death on you or I'm going to want you to die or celebrate your death if you do happen to pass. And it's just like, man, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, and prayers out to his wife, prayers out to his kids. But I just hate that she has to go online and his kids are going to see this when they grow older. His daughters are going to see this when they grow older, of how, so many people hated their dad because of his, beliefs and things that he, thought was okay and things that he, wanted implemented. And it is what it is. Again, like I said, I didn't agree with everything that he said, but I just thought it was interesting that people were talking about Stephen A. Smith. So I wanted to see what he said, and I agree with everything he said. I agree with 100% everything he said. If you guys like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Please turn those post notifications on. Leave a comment. Let me know how you felt about what Stephen A. Smith said. Thank you, guys. Peace.